pasta?
No.
What about some leftover potatoes?
No.
You want some eggs?
No.
What about some squash?
Yes!
Yes, that is not something you hear often. A kid who actually wants to eat vegetables.
And squash. In today's modern parenting, we're talking about how to expand your child's palate because, let's face it, trying to get kids to eat healthy can sometimes feel like a giant tug of war, right? Joining us now is Jack Zhang. He is a content creator and co-author of Cultivating a Curious Palate. And that adorable boy that we just saw is your son, Levi, right?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Levi.
So what is your secret? You got Levi to want vegetables. How did this all start? How'd you make those videos?
I started the videos about a year ago, and I thought about this idea of asking him what he wants to eat. Growing up, that's what my grandmother actually asked me. She's an excellent cook herself, and I've always been a foodie myself and love to cook. I wanted to share my passion with little Levi. So ever since he was young, I started making his baby foods from scratch.
Wow.
And then now I'm even having him, involved in the cooking process with me.
Yeah. I mean, to that end, how do you get kids first to actually want to try, say, different foods than just chicken nuggets and pizza? But also, is there a good time to introduce new foods to kids?
Yeah, any time is good. Obviously, the earlier you start, the better. It's a habit that you have to kind of build. I think if you just bring your kids grocery shopping with you to the produce section, there's so many colors and shapes and sizes of vegetables and fruits that we kind of take for granted as adults. But for a kid, it's eye-opening and, stuff that you can kind of expand on and tell stories through and just have them like feel and smell the produce and then bring it home and just involve them in the whole process. And it just makes it so much more interesting than just, having them eat something they've never seen before.
Yeah, that makes sense. What if you already have a picky eater, though? If you're already there and your kid doesn't want anything but chicken nuggets, what do you do? How do you approach that?
Yeah, so there's a difference between like picky eating and then just getting kids to sit down and enjoy a meal, right? Because kids are distracted all the time. So that's completely fine as long as they're willing to try something new. Again, if you kind of frame it in a way where it's kind of fun and inviting, they will generally gravitate towards that instead of like almost like a chore that they have to eat,
Yeah, to that end, what's your take on sort of chronic snackers? There can be kids who are like, I don't want a real meal, I just want a snack.
Yeah, snacking is fine, right? But obviously, like Levi too, sometimes right before a meal, he'll be like, I want a snack. And
even your kid?
Yeah, he's still a kid, so we try to limit snacks and have it after meals.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because if you fill up on snacks before a meal, it is going to be a lot harder for you to enjoy anything else. Yeah.
What about rules? Like if you don't finish your food on your plate, you can't have dessert. What do you feel about those?
I grew up not even having dessert at the end of the meal. It was just kind of like a fruit is a dessert. So now, he does have dessert sometimes after meals. And I guess the rule is just, try the food that's there and then eat as much as you can. We don't really try to force him to finish everything, but as long as he's making the effort and he's getting the the proper nutrition, I think that's all that matters.
I love that, and he's inspiring other kids too, and you're inspiring other parents.
Exactly, that's the main thing. We love our fans, and we're so grateful to be in this, have this opportunity.
I used to have a song about peas. Like to get my kids to eat green
anything,
peas.
A little reprise?
Stories, anything like that.
Jack Zhang, thank you so much, and thanks for being with us. We got a lot more news ahead.
You are watching NBC News Daily.